personal finance. It's AfroEconomics Live, everybody. It's our chance to find out where we're at. As my dad would say, behind that preposition at, that's where we are with our finances. I hope not. I hope we are right on point. I got a quiz for you. I got a quiz. And I want some high scores too. Get your pen, get your paper. Let's go. Come on. Get your pen and paper. I see you. I can see you. I'm gonna try not to get too distracted. I'm gonna pull my notes up. I got my notes. I got my questions. I'm gonna tell you what the scores are. What 5 is? How you get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is low. 5 is high. I'm gonna be good. You know how I can make things complicated. I'm not gonna make it too complicated. I got Fonda in the studio. Yeah, Miss Go Lightly. Fonda is like you. Y'all don't know if y'all gonna leave the camera on or not. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Sometimes you leave the camera on and sometimes you won't. So I'm not gonna depend on y'all. Miss Davis on vacation tonight. I don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna put that on there so y'all can like go in and out. But hello back at you, Miss Go Lightly. That's the only thing of being out there in that world that I can put you up there like that. I could at least put what you say, but you can't see Miss Neal. You can't see her in the studio. She's loving it. I'm gonna show her face a little bit so you can see her beautiful face. But she will cut that. She will turn her camera off real quick like that. You won't see her, but y'all see her. So you know that I'm not just talking to myself when I talk to her. She's in there. So she's our health expert too. She keeps you on point with the nutrition. Miss pH Balance. Let's call her pH Balance. Yeah. Let's Go Lightly. She's a little behind us. She's a young girl, but she's from our hometown. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We have been prosperous and moved on out and helping the world. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So they can't say that we have not made a difference in the world in our little Petersburg High. Yes, we have. So don't listen to what they say when they say you can't do things, because yes, we can. So anybody else out there at Petersburg High, it's not where you're from, it's what your heart wants to do. And as long as we keep that commitment to making a difference in the world, don't listen to what anybody else says. I remember when I was in senior in high school and my English teacher said, Brian, you ain't never gonna pass English in college. You ain't gonna do it. And look at me with 2 degrees. And look at that. She can't tell you can't stop God, woman. That's what I should have told her. Look, I would have never made it out of that, but she would have gone crazy. Oh, but you gonna see, we're gonna stop you getting out of this class, girl. Because she did everything she could, boy. Oh my goodness. But I wanted to send her my B in college English to let her know University of Virginia had a different opinion. It's amazing how grown folk will tell kids what they're not gonna be. You can be anything you want to be. One thing though, negativity has always encouraged me. Turn that negativity into positivity. Don't accept what they tell you you're not gonna be. Right, Miss Davis?
Said it.
That's right. Turn it into a positive. Be it. You can be anything you want to be. Yes, indeed. They told Miss Davis that she would never grow hair. And look at that. Look at all that hair she has. They told her she was going to be bald. And she had a head full of hair. You can do anything. And look at that. So we're going to start this quiz off right. Yes, indeed. tell them, Wes. Look, Wes, he says, my English teacher wasn't ready. No, she wasn't. And look, and then when 10 years later, the principal asked me to come back to speak to graduation, um, because by 10 years later, fortunately, I was already on television as a financial expert on local television. And that English teacher was on the school board. And so, Mr. Jones, you just coming in, and I was telling him about an English teacher in high school that told me that I would never pass college English. And then, so when I came back to speak at graduation, because the principal told me, invited me, asked me, because he saw me on television and said, "Oh, that's the girl that went to high school here. We should invite her to come back and speak to the students. She's on TV." So I come back to speak to the children at my high school for their graduation, and the teacher who told me that I wasn't gonna make it out of college is on the school board. So she says, "Brian, didn't I teach you?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." Now I really thought about getting her when I got the microphone, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, the microphone was going to be mine in about 5 minutes, Mr. Jones. I could say anything I wanted.
And you took the high road.
Like a stupid person. And contrary to a lot of people believe, they think I say anything that I want. They have no idea how much I hold inside. It's crazy. I don't know why people think that I say anything that I want. I hold in 95, at least 95% of what I want to say. I keep inside to myself. God says, no, there's no reason to share that. So I did not share that. I did not share that. I didn't even share my desire to ignore her when she asked, "Didn't I teach you?"
Private.
I just said, "Yes, ma'am, you did." But I did not fake.
Uh,
I did not fake like I had this high
Taylor.
affection for her, you know, because I'm not faking. I'm not faking. I'm not faking. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to do that. I think it is very important that I be the exact same person all the time, that people be able to depend on me being me all the time. If no matter who I'm talking to, I am the exact same person. I'm not. Like, there's no reason for a person, in my opinion, to be different. If I'm talking to Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Kenneth Jones, Fonda Neal, Rita Davis, I'm the exact same person. So I was like, I'm not gonna like fake to her, like, you know what I mean, that she is Kenneth Jones to me. You're not my, you know what I'm saying, close friend. I just said, yes, you did, and kept walking. Because if I fake to her like she's my real friend, then how do people know who's my real friend?
Right.
And that's why I think everybody out there listening, you really need to stop doing that. Because people are looking at what you're doing. And people say that's funny because people look at you all. People ask me about you, Mr. Jones. People ask you about. I gave a referral to a Miss Davis the other day, and they thought I was talking about this Miss Davis. I said, "Oh no, not that Miss Davis." They would, you know what I mean? Say, "Oh, it's because I watch her with you all the time." I said, "Oh no, not that Miss Davis. Don't no, it's not going to be that person that calls you. It's another Miss Davis that's going to call you." No, and that
It's our Miss Davis.
yeah,
Our
yeah.
Miss Davis.
Exactly. It's not an hour. I was giving them a referral for somebody to help with their taxes. We
Right.
have another member that, you know what I mean, that can help them with their taxes.
Right.
It was another Miss Davis like to go. But they thought it was this Miss Davis. And they were like, "Oh yeah, I know that. I didn't know she, you know." And I said, "Oh no, not that Miss Davis." They're like, "Oh, I watch her with you all the time. She's a trip, blah, blah, blah." I said, "No, you don't look for that person. That's not her. It's someone else." But people, like, you know what I mean, are watching us. And I have no idea that he watched like that. But he doesn't say anything. You know, because a lot of people are watching us live from our website streaming and they can't make any comments and they can't, you know what I mean, say anything. And I don't know. You know, they're there. So but we're streaming live from AfroEconomics.com right now. And it's like that's most of what we get, or they're watching it later at their convenience. Like he's a truck driver, so he watches it whenever he can. So, like you, if I fake, like, oh, like you, I sincerely like you, Mr. Jones, like you know what I mean, and I really don't like you. You know that would be terrible because somebody's going to see you on the street and they go, "Oh yeah, JB likes that person," and they're going to, you know, like you because I like you, and then, but I don't really like you. That's terrible. That would be terrible because I, you know, so that's why I like you. If I did not like you, your face would not be on this screen, and people need to know that. Seriously. Exactly. I like you, Fonda. That's why your face is on the screen. It's true. Now, Miss Davis's face is not on the screen because I'm just joking. Because last week she told me that she won't stop drinking no matter what. That's why. That's why your face is not on the screen.
Mr. Jones, we had a meeting last Friday. I mean, she says, "What will it take for you not to take a drink?" I said, "Nothing. I'm not stopping." "What? Are you serious?" "No, I'm not." "Why? For what reason? Should I?"
He said it would be like millions of dollars I would have to
"Yeah,
pay for. I was like, oh,
maybe, but no."
I said at least Mr. Jones didn't show up. I said, how you gonna show up and tell me this? I said he didn't show up. At least he just didn't show up. He said alcohol is involved in this topic. I'm not showing up. Like, but it found that the topic was the connection between breast cancer and alcohol. Like Mr. Jones knows he doesn't have breasts, so he was like, it doesn't involve me. I don't have to show up. You know,
No, there is male breast cancer too. There is male
so
breast cancer too.
that's right. That's what I told Miss Jones. I mean Miss Davis.
There is
Yeah,
male breast
I was,
cancer
and
too.
I
That's
said, I
right.
told her, well, I don't know why they call it man boobs. Why can't we just say boobs? You know what I mean? Why does it have to be man boobs? Like, why we have to do that? It's kind of, kind of sexist, kind of, you know.
Mm,
We don't say woman boob, it's kind of mean. So I stopped that. We're not gonna say man boobs. We shouldn't do that. We're not gonna do that. Afroeconomics does not say man boobs. That's a rule.
okay.
No, that's a rule.
Okay. Okay.
So you don't have to worry about being offended about us just throwing out that word like that, right? Exactly. All men could feel safe in this group. That we respect your boobs. Exactly. Exactly. Like West E said, his are real. Yours are real too. Exactly. Yours are real. Good. And I hope that all men in our group have real boobs. But if they're not real, we respect that too. Our men can have fake boobs if you want. We're not judging you. You're welcome here. But it can affect, there's a direct link. And, on Fridays at noon, we do Black Health, Black Wealth, and research has shown that. Have you seen that? Fonda does health. Like, that's what she does. Like, she's done extensive research, and you just finished another degree, right? In that. Have you seen that research in that? Yeah.
I haven't specifically, no.
Yeah. See, she wants to drink too. See how y'all are? Y'all just want to drink. Y'all, anybody that wants to drink, oh no, I haven't. Like they always do. No. Look, Mr. Jones. It's a Google away. No, I have not.
And you know what, JB? Everything is Googleable. Everything is
Exactly, but
Googleable.
not if a woman not if a woman wants to do something. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, look. West East, I'm gonna pour me one. No. But it is true. Like if we want to do something, it's you know what I mean. We're not gonna find evidence to stop me from doing it.
Didn't I tell you we do this in moderations and we do it responsibly?
And by the
No, it
way,
doesn't.
this is tea in this cup. This is tea. This is
Yeah,
tea.
right. But I'm gonna tell you. It didn't say that. It said even minimal drinking has research has shown that minimal drinking has increased the risk of breast cancer. Even minimum. But that's exactly. That's where she was. She was the worst co-host, the worst co-host ever created Friday. The worst. To officially cut, she was fired. Like Wendy Williams done. Like cut from the show. But she was honest though.
So if y'all was on the View, you didn't like her point of view.
Oh, exactly, exactly. But she was honest. Like I was like, I'm not like I'm really saving lives here. I'm saving breasts here. I'm changing. I'm bringing info here. I was like, do you feel really excited about this, Miss Davis? Like she was like, no. I was like, no, you ain't changing nothing for me and nobody else really. It's like, nah. It's like, but it really was eye opening for me because I mean, it really was. I mean, it's the truth. Like it's also like with cigarettes. Like I mean, everything, and with money. As we go through these questions, a lot of things we know we should do. Do we do that? That's the question, right? Do we do that? Like we know. Like the first one, the after tax return on your savings and investments is greater than inflation. Now, do you know that? Do you even know what your after tax return is? You know, and if your answer to that is yes, you get a 5. If you know what your return, we'll keep it that simple. If you know what your after tax return is on your savings and investments, then you get a yes. If you don't know what your after tax return is on your savings and investments, then you get a no. So you get a 1. You get 1. And then, so 5 is a 1. I mean, 5 is the highest score for that. And that would be, yes, I know my after tax return and I know that it is greater than inflation. So you get a 5. Now, right now, getting a return higher than inflation on your savings, everybody should be like saying, like, no. Savings and investments. Like, what a dumb question. So you're just going to go ahead and lie and give yourself a 5 there? You can. Go ahead, Ms. Davis. Just go ahead and give yourself a 5.
Now, what was that mean mug supposed to be for? Why you mean mugging me?
Because you were going to put down a 5. I know you were. Like,
No.
my after tax return on my savings account is 4%. Inflation is approximately 8.
Something's higher return higher than inflation. Where is that? Huh?
Yeah. It's like, what? According to the government, look, inflation is 8. What in the world? Let me have my dumb question. Because this is a question from thorough research of other financial quiz. So you can go ahead and lie and give yourself 5 if you want, that you're outpacing inflation. But the point here is to know that we need to know what our after tax return is. And you need to know what inflation is. And you need to know, these things. Most people never are thinking about when they get a savings, when you have the savings, your savings is giving you 1% or a half a point. And then you pay taxes on that half a point. And then because they give you a 1099, then you got to pay taxes on that. You got to report it on your taxes. So then you get the half a point. Then they want to take some of that in taxes. And then inflation, you're getting a negative return. We just need to know that. It's not growing at all, our savings right now. But in reality, so to have a relationship with a financial advisor is vitally important. Understanding those types of things. Most people live their whole life and they don't even, think about it. Inflation, after tax. So when I say, well, why don't you say pre-tax? I meet people all the time, and they'll be like, "Well, I think I need to have like Roth because I saw this guy on TV and he said that I should have a Roth because and this no valid reason just because he saw that this person on TV said that they need to have a Roth, even though they probably are in their highest tax time of their entire life because they're working, and quite possibly when they do retire, they're going to be in a lower tax bracket. But they don't have an advisor other than that guy they're listening to off TV who has no idea of their individual situation. Interesting, isn't it? But you won't even take a moment to think that maybe that nappy haired black girl has some sense and you should talk to her because she'll actually talk to you without being a billionaire. Try talking to him.
Try talking to him about your money.
Try talking to him about your money and see how fast he goes to jail because he has no license.
Mm-hmm.
If he does talk to you about it, I bet their email will be, click here to purchase our book. You can click there to purchase my book, But you also, if you want my advice, because I work hard to have a license and maintain it, you can talk to me about yourself. Come on, y'all. Help those who are trying to help you. Mm, mm, mm. And then when it's gone, when our resources are gone, oh no, God forbid, just give me strength. I don't know. Let's go. Let's go. So another question. So give yourself 5. If you know your after tax return, give yourself 1. If you don't know or understand that whole after tax and inflation return thing, that question, give yourself a 1. We're moving on. You 2. You save regularly for long-term financial goals. If you save regularly for long-term financial goals, give yourself a 5 if you always save for long-term goals. Give yourself 4 if you mostly do. 3 if you sometimes do. 2 if you seldom do. It's rare. And 1 if you never save for your long-term financial goals. 5 if you're on the regular with that every day, always through your payroll, always through, you got the IRA or the 401k, you got your long-term goals intact. You're saving for, retirement. You're saving for a house. You're saving for your child's college. Your long-term financial goals, you're saving for them all the time. That's how you get the highest point, how you get the 5. What about number 3? You increase your savings every time you get a pay raise. So if you're say you're on Social Security, you're getting an 8% raise, you increase your savings next year because your Social Security is going up, for example. You're like, yeah, whatever. No, but if you work, they're giving you a 10% raise, you giving yourself a 5% raise. You're doing it. If you do that all the time, every year, give yourself a 5. Not every time, but mostly give yourself a 4. Sometimes 3. It's rare. 2, never. 1.
Are we still on question 3, or did we move to 4?
I'm on 3.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't know why it didn't number my questions. I had to count them. The numbers would have been helpful, right? The 4. Now you keep up with them. 4. You have at least 3 months of your expenses set aside. If you have at least 3 months of your expenses set aside all the time, you get a 5. Like you keep 3 months of your expenses set aside, you get that 5. And then if it's most of the time, 4. Sometimes 3. 2 if you rarely, and then what? 1 if you just never have an emergency account. That's your 4. Number 4. That's your number 4. You got your points. Add up your points so far, just so you don't have to do it all at the end. What do you have so far? Okay, don't tell me. Just add up your points so far, just so I can drink water. Oh, that water is good. That 5. Do you have an investment account? You have an investment account for your retirement, other than what just the pension. So that can count as the 401k. Let's say you have the 401k or 457 or the deferred or the TSP. You have something other than just the pension that the company will offer you. You have an IRA, you have something, a personal retirement account, other than just what the employer will do for you.
Does me having JB count
Yes,
as a 5?
yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay,
That's
cool.
your personal investment account. That's a 5. And then if you don't have a JB, no, sure. Yeah, if you don't have a personal investment account, then it's 1. And then, like, so if someone is self-employed like Mr. Jones, you have your own or you're no longer working like Mr. Jones, or you're, disabled, or any situation that you may be in, and you have, nothing, that you have to take care of yourself. You have to get financial help. Even if you, most importantly, when you're working, like I got a call from a supervisor, a chief over a department at a hospital, and he was like, when do you think that is the best time for you to come in? I would like for you to talk to my people. And I have 2 different shifts. And I said, probably January, but because when they'll be more excited this time of year, people talking about the end of the year. But that is about getting the mindset of his people on what they need to do to look out for themselves. They can't just depend on what the job is going to do. Plus, they need to learn how to maximize what the job has available to them. Imagine if I was able to meet Mr. Jones while he was still working. We didn't get to meet till after he left his, job. Like, imagine if we were able to work while he was there and I could meet him while he was transitioning. Like, those of you who are still working, you have that advantage. You if you take advantage of it. But, often God blesses you with an opportunity that other people doesn't have, and we don't take advantage of it. Right, Mr. Jones? It's like, mm. So do you have a checking account that you use to pay your bills? If you have the checking account, you get a 5. If you don't have a personal checking account that you use to pay your bills, you get a 1. Now, for some of you, you're saying, of course I have a checking account. Everybody has a checking account. Mr. Jones, does everybody have a checking account?
I'm going to go on the record here and say no, everyone does not have a checking account.
Thank you. We got to welcome some of our brothers and sisters into the Black world. There are people who go to the check center. That's why there's check centers on our neighborhoods, and pay all their bills with money orders.
Excuse me, in Atlanta, we have liquor stores that we do that with, okay?
They do it in the liquor store?
Yeah, in certain liquor stores here in Atlanta, we have check cashing centers here, but we also have liquor stores where it has a check cashing section in the store. You can go cash your check there too.
Now what they doing is like vertical marketing or whatever. Like they doing look they They know they marketing it to different areas. Look, they are diversifying
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
services. They said, "Now, they look. They did a survey. Do you have a checking account? How do you pay your bills? Look, when they were at when they were at the checkout counter, they said, "Do you have a personal checking account?" And the people were like, "No, no, 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 no." And they said, "You know what? 80% of our customers do not have a personal checking account, and they got to pay Verizon. They got to pay their bill. We should do that." And boom, when they come in, they can do all that right up in there. And boom, they making what? I don't know what, $3, $4, depending on the size of the check.
It's I think a 1%.
Stop.
I well, at one point in time, it was 1%. I don't know what it is now, but I would see that. And your money orders that you get, maybe $1 or something like that. You can pay depending on where you are. You should be able to pay your electricity bill, maybe perhaps your gas bill, maybe your water bill. But you can. There are some bills that you can pay, and I think it's utilities.
And you see the banks like are trying to cut down on their fees because I think the banks are losing, you know what I mean, some customers because of that. Like with the Cash App and you know what I mean, everything like people stopped doing the checking accounts. Like you know what I'm saying? So
Not
because
only
of those
that, JB, not only
yeah,
that, but the banks would charge people, their own customers, money to take their money out. Say,
yes,
and then now me personally, I don't go nowhere where you're going to charge me to pay to take my money out.
yeah,
I
that's
don't do
ridiculous.
that. I
Or
don't do that.
limit you
On how
on
much
how
of
much
your
of
money
your own money you can
that you can
spend
take. That's right. That you can get, not
that
even
you can
spend.
get out, like
Right.
your
Right.
money's sitting there, and then they tell you, well, you can only spend 2,500 a day, and you go, what? Oh, well, you can call us if you call us. And you call us, and then we won't embarrass you that you're trying to spend your money, but you could call us. You know what time I was at the furniture store and they did that to me? Like, you know what I mean? So that the furniture store takes your check and then they send it through the machine and then like blah, like you know what I'm saying? And it's a Friday. I mean, it's a weekend, a Saturday. So then the you know what I mean, the furniture store. So I said, well, it's a Saturday. Just wait till Monday. You know what I'm saying? And then just call because you ain't gonna bring my furniture for 6 weeks or whatever anyway. So the furniture store says, no, 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 no. I said, what did you say? They said, no, we're not gonna check on Monday. I said, well, you see how much darn furniture I buy from your ass. You know what I'm saying? You give me my damn check back, and I'll go buy this for somebody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm mad at both of y'all. Like, that is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know what money I got in the bank. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is just sick that they do that. Like, and then like after a while, like it will like after you start like spending more, then it'll start like letting you like once you do that, then it'll start like letting you do more. But you gotta like spend like 10,000 and then it'll start letting you spend more. But if you're like only spending, you know what I mean, little bits of money, then it'll keep you know what I mean, it as little bit. But if one day you want to go and buy your furniture, but really, I think they wanted me to finance my furniture, and they thought I was gonna give in because the check, like they didn't want me to buy the furniture. You see what I'm saying? They make more money off me financing the furniture, and they were ticked because I was buying the furniture, and they thought certainly she'll give in because you know what I'm saying. If this woman can buy the damn furniture, she's got good credit.
They
So
thought, how dare she break the system?
exactly. You know, right there. You know what I mean? Furniture check. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, no, you just wait till Monday. And then, you know what I mean? And then call them and whatever. Okay, bye. And they're like, no. I was like, okay, well, then you won't. And then the salesperson was like, I'm so sorry. Like, we can work some out. And no, we can't. The manager said, no, no is no. That lady, the salesperson was so mad. She was like, can we do? I was like, no, no is no. And that lady looked at me and said, no. And it's like they find pleasure in saying no to us, especially when you have money. And when they say the color of money is green, it is a lie. Some people do not like the fact that you are black with nappy hair and have money. It is irritating to some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, look at this person. Stand it up there with money and black and nappy head. What in the world? What does the world come to? My goodness. So what you do is take your money somewhere else. We don't have anything to prove to them. Nothing. And I went right down the street and went somewhere else. It's so sick. My goodness. People are bankless. Money orders are good for some bills. Postal money orders are great for donations. Sometimes you don't want institutions to have banking information. Exactly. But and and this situation, like, like, you're almost you get 5 points for having the bank, because it's impossible, really, to not have a major bank connection to function in business. Like what Mr. Jones, as you discovered, like, with trying to set up your website and things like that. Like, it's just hard. It's hard to get around having the bank, you know what I mean, involved in taking care of business as a business person. And I really want to prepare us for doing business. And we need the banking account to confirm our identity. Like, money has to have a flow. And as a financial service person, like, a lot that is done in financial services is about money laundering. They just want to know that money is legitimate. So a lot of money is just about tracking money. So when you start, like, wanting to take care of business, it's really hard to not be connected to a bank in order to get your money in and send your money out. You're not going to be able to do your business without having a financial institution connection. Like, even like, you want to market your business on social media, they don't want to know you have a major financial institution that you're connected to. You want to get payment for selling products, you gotta have a banking account. You want to set up a, a, a investment account, you gotta have a major financial institution that you're connected to. So it is exactly, Ms. Dixon. Like, you have to have, a financial institution or a credit union that you are connected to. That I found that major financial institutions are easier to work with than credit unions, because credit unions move a little bit slower when I'm trying to get money to a client. If I'm trying to get money directly into that client's account back to the client, it goes to the client quicker. It's like the credit unions typically have something in between them. So it moves a little slower. Like it might be a bank that's in between the credit union, you know what I mean, and the customer. So it's something. It's paying to them through something else. So but it's slower. Um and I can't say always, but the credit unions tend to move a little bit slower. And sometimes like you want to go into the bank, you want to get an ATM card, you lost your ATM card. A lot of times you go in the bank, you get that ATM card, boom. The credit union go, oh, we gotta send you one. Like you go in the bank, you get another one, you walk right back out. Pre-COVID, I don't know if they're doing it now. I haven't been in a bank since COVID, but you don't have to go in the bank anymore. I do my deposits, everything, scan everything. Boom, boom, using the app, move everything, everything is wired and everything now. So the that, but to get a 5 points on that, we do need to have that, um have your own financial institution, like, and it's they're all of it since 9/11. I mean, money laundering, knowing who your customer is, they're all over it. I have to be able to track everything, and as you see it now, and I mean the regulations on the crypto, they're going to be all over that, like white on rice. And this new regulator of the Federal Reserve is tearing up everything on digital currency, not digital, but the cryptocurrency, and what they're doing. So it's a shame the way everything is like presented and made it so easy, and it has no regulation, and you get all these people involved in it, and then when you get everybody excited and in it, and then it just falls apart. And everybody has, you know what I mean, money, well, people that didn't for some reason know that this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. There's no way the government was not going to get involved when people start losing money. It's just people go crazy when people start losing money, and people have been losing so much money. Regulation is going to chew it up. It doesn't matter as long as everything's going up. But when stuff starts going down, it's on. So it doesn't matter until it matters, right? But when people start losing, oh, everybody gets mad. Who we're gonna blame it on? So there's gonna be a lot of regulation on things that weren't regulated before. As you saw, did you see like Kim Kardashian was fined big time for that cryptocurrency violation by the Securities Exchange Commission? She was paid 250,000, but they fined her over $1 million for promoting this cryptocurrency. And then I was like, I can't believe like that they didn't even like I mean they kind of were really soft about how they presented it, but I think it's because she agreed to basically be a snitch about everybody else involved in it. So because I think that that's why they came so soft about how they told the public that they were, gonna fine her for it, because part of her agreement to pay the 1.1 million back, to them, is that she will tell them about more people involved. But it's it's real, and it's scary to me because you have these people of influence getting, everyday people involved in things, and the victims are not getting any of that money back. Like, she got paid $250,000, but somebody lost, all their money. What about that person? Nobody really covers that part of the story. What about the person that did exactly what she said and lost everything? Mm. So, next question: do you have money spread across more than one type of investment? So, do you have your money well diversified? Do you feel that it's well diversified? If you do, you get a 5. If you feel like it's pretty good, you get a 4. Generally, sometimes it's good, a 3. Rarely do I have my money diversified, 2. And I don't have enough money to even worry about that, a 1. Like, and then I have enough money to pay my mortgage or rent and my other expenses every month. So I have enough money to take care of all my bills, to take care of my housing every month. If that is always true, you get a 5. If it is usually true, a 4. Sometimes true, a 3. Rarely true, 2. Look, never true, I feel sorry for you, right?
And we are on question 7, correct? This is 7?
You're the one keeping up with the numbers.
I was supposed to be, but we on question 7, right?
I'm with you. That's
Okay,
right.
cool.
Oh,
Cool.
and then uh, that's right, Ms. Davis. That's right. And then I have enough money to pay for an emergency. We're going to 20, so I better speed up. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop the stories. I have enough money to pay for an emergency, like, some if my car breaks down. If you do, 5. If you, generally do, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you never do. Next question. You have your financial goals written down with the date. Like, if you're an AfroEconomics member and you've done your money guide, you get 5 points for this. You have written financial goals, and you have the dates and everything in there. That's what we do in the money guide. You have that 5. If you generally do or you don't, you get a 1. You somewhere in between, give yourself a 3. You have a budget. You're an AfroEconomics member. You get that 5. You keep organized financial records, and your important documents are you can find them. You're a member, you get that 5 because you have the Secure Firm portal, and you put it in there. Put the tax returns, put your statements, even the stuff from work. You can put your, September in there. Organized financial records, use the Secure portal. 5, if you get that max. If you rarely are organized because you're not taking advantage of the membership, 1. You comparison. When you shop around for stuff. And you shop for at least 3 different sources before you buy things. So, like, you're looking for a car and you look for 3 different dealerships. Now, I'd be really bad for this because like I'm a one place looker because whenever I shop, I'm like exhausted. Like I'm just like, that's what I want, and I get it. It's really bad. I would get one, but that's not, we shouldn't be that way. We should shop around 3 different sources for major purchases. 5 if you do at least 3 different sources. 3 if you're only checking 2. And then if you're only checking 1, I would get a 1. Good for you. New Black World Order. He said 5. You probably would. Y'all are really, not to be sexist, but men, y'all are really good at that. I was shopping. My dad was like that. God. My dad, especially for a car, I would feel sorry for the salesman. That's probably why I don't do it. Because my dad, he would torture him. I remember my dad's salesperson, what was his name? He passed away now. But he called our house so much that I found him on Facebook when I grew up. And I said, "Oh my goodness, you still in sales? You still in car sales?" I'm like, "I remember you sold my dad his cars. My dad used to torture you so bad." He said, "Oh my," he said, "You should drive a," what did he say I should drive? I think he said I should drive like a Range Rover or something. I was like, "Yeah, I should, but I don't." It was like a something something, a Range Rover. I don't know why he chose that for me. I never met him in the face. That was just his Facebook image of what I should drive. What's this? Gosh, I forgot his name. Sylvester. So I think it was Sylvester, something like that. The but like, yeah, he was in car sales his whole career. And he just died. He died unexpectedly one day. He was really good. He sold only luxury cars. But my dad, European cars, I think they got an Audi. But back then, like Audi was like really considered a luxury car. Like remember when they first came out and they started somehow he got my parents into an Audi. Yeah. Audi's still a good car though. They're expensive. They're good cars though, I guess. I don't know. I've never driven an Audi. Y'all ever had an Audi? Anybody out there ever had an Audi? No. But I think they're really good cars. I never heard anybody complain like, "Oh, it's bad," but they're expensive. I think like A80 or something like there's some A85s or something. They're big. They're some, but they're not cheap. But I guess it's considered. But they enjoyed it. They bought about a couple of them. And then they had Porsches and Audi. It was a Porsche Audi dealership. No. Anybody do Porsche? Now the Porsche, like the 4-door Porsche, is a good looking vehicle. But there's no reason to have a car that fast and I can't open it up on the road. Like I'm happy with my motorcycle for a fraction of the price. And Ms. Davis, no, it's a little bit cheaper. I mean, a lot cheaper, really. My bike, and then I can go faster and then quicker.
You just kind of can't go everywhere always and forever, and the inclement weather and that kind of thing.
True. You can't go always and quickly. so true. That's a good point. The car is different. But I was thinking I think of a Porsche as fast, but the four-door is when I don't think of as fast. So I would get that and enjoy it if I did. If I got a Porsche, I would do the four-door for just a car, for a car to enjoy. It's a good looking car. You probably never looked at the four-door Porsche, but it's a good looking car. Then I don't know what made that guy, my dad, taking so long. We were talking about like looking at three sources. Yeah. So the avoid impulse purchases and do not use don't go out there and buy a Porsche because I said that. Don't do impulse purchases and don't use shopping as a force of recreation. If you do that, do you do that? If you do that, if you go to the mall as a form of recreation, you know, if you avoid it, then if you avoid it, then you get a 5. Do you avoid impulse purchases and you do not use shopping as a form of recreation? I actually get a 5 here because you got to drag me into the mall. Then you get a 5. If you do enjoy going to the mall and will purchase something off impulse, then you get a 1. I don't see you as a shopper, Mr. Jones.
I've been called many things, but I always resort. I'm frugal. I'm not cheap. I'm frugal. I don't
Yeah,
like spending money unnecessarily.
yeah.
Only
I
time
can
I'm a
see you.
splurge on myself is like for my birthday, taking trips on my vacation. But since
Yeah.
COVID, I've been saving money on that, so I'm good.
I can go with those experiences again. Exactly. Yeah. And then I don't even like the trips. So no. I don't I spend more. But then I do spend a lot of money on training and stuff like that. Yeah. You're right. Everybody spend their money. Everybody spend their money. So don't trust nobody when they say they don't spend their money because everybody spend their money. Isn't it the truth? All of it gets spent. And everybody spends their money. Talk to them long enough and you'll figure it out. So true. If they don't, it's sad because it's going to get spent. You be dead, but it's going to get spent. Do you know if you know your federal tax rate, your federal tax bracket? Do you know your federal tax bracket? If you do, you get 5 points. 15%, 20%, 25%. Well, do you know it? I don't know. I know it's like approximately. I don't know. I would give myself that because I'm just like give yourself a 5. Give yourself a 5 if you do your own taxes. Give yourself a 5 for that because that's a blessing because I'm all about that. We do our own taxes. That means we know our own tax bracket. Do do you calculate your net worth at least once a year? Yes, we do. As members, do 5 points if you're a member. If you calculate your net worth at least once a year, as members, yes, we do. The less than if is your credit cards or other debts or car payments, are they less than 20% of your income? You get 5 points. Of your consumer debts are less than 20%. If they're less than 20% of your income, so if it's like $200 for every 1,000, less than $200 of every $1,000 of your income can go to consumer debts. That you get 5 points. Do you pay this is the last one. Do you pay your credit card bills in full at the end of every month? Like Mr. Jones and Ms. Davis. Do you pay your credit card bills in full?
Almost.
That's right.
Almost.
Then you get 4.5. You get 4.5, 5 if you do all. If you just leave a little bit there, right? Make your credit look good. And I tell you, just pay them at the end of every month. But I'm gonna tell you, if you pay them off at the end of every month, it doesn't it doesn't help your credit score be the largest. Like, to help your credit score be the highest, it needs to be like paid down so that it's not, near, like, over that, like, whatever, I don't know, 30% of, like, where you're not using, say, 70%. Let's say it's like down, like, that you owe less than 30, you're using less than 30% of the card. So you owe this little bit of the card balance, but and you're actively keeping it, that low balance on the card. That actually helps your credit score. That people with the highest credit score are people who have had the most debt and different types of debt over the years. Isn't that something, Ms. Davis? Right? It's like, so people who, like myself, who go out of their way to avoid debt, because when you're self-employed, we don't know exactly how much is coming in every month. So when I want to buy furniture, stuff like that, I have to go in and buy the furniture, save up, then go and buy the furniture. Save up, then go and buy the car. Save up, then go and buy the stuff, because you really don't want those bills. Because you learn the hard way. Because when you're self-employed, you go out there and you make all these bills like people that workplaces do, and then you don't have the deals that come through, then you're in trouble. So when you're self-employed, you're better saving, and then buy what you need. Save for that goal. That is the strategy that I encourage for our AfroEconomics members. So definitely, that is because that's what's worked for me over these 30 years. So, definitely, that does not create the highest credit score. But what it does is help you be at peace and help you have good credit, but not that, you know what I mean? Highest credit score, because you don't have the maximum amount of types and level of debt, because you're avoiding debt. And it's obvious to them that you're avoiding debt. So your strategy in Afroeconomics is credit confidence. We're not focusing a whole lot about debt. We're just focusing on having great, strong credit and leveraging debt as much as possible as business owners, but also avoiding unnecessary debt as a person who's trying to build wealth over the long term so that we can be financially independent. So, will you share your score? Mr. Jones left because he didn't like his score. That's what it was. It was not the game. Fonda left because she didn't like her score either. That's what it was. So I know. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what the scores for everybody who's listening. Like, it should like I call them like 0 to 20. I call it I got you. 21 to 40 is called watch out here now. 41 to 60, you all right. 61 to 80, you fancy, huh? And 81 to 100 is you're a boss. So where you fall?
See, I was trying to keep up, but then I had to break away because I
Oh,
had
really?
to. Yeah, so I missed some of the questions. But my numbers are somewhere between 3 to 5, somewhere in there. On average, I'm going to say a 4. That's what I'm going to say.
So so that makes you a 80. So that let's make 80. That makes you somewhere between fancy and a boss. Uh-oh. A fancy boss. Uh-oh. You fancy boss. You go, girl. Yeah, girl. I can see that. I can see that. Hmm. You fancy, huh? Yeah. The I think that, but I think these kind of gave us some good stuff to like think about, didn't it? Didn't it? Like I think that it was like I think it. What you think, Miss Davis? Like kind of made you think about some stuff.
I think so.
You doing better than you thought. This your theme song. Can you hear it?
I love it.
You fancy? They named the song after you. See, Mr. Davis, Mr. Jones don't have no song. But yeah, thank you so much. You have a wonderful, wonderful week, Miss Davis. I look forward to seeing you Friday. And you are definitely fancy. You also are a boss. Oh, so you are definitely both of them a fancy boss.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Mr. Gray. You are my beautiful friend, Mr. Gray. So sweet. Oh, so good. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. See? You fancy, huh? Uh-oh. That's you. Especially when you make your way to DC.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Can't wait to
Yep.
see you.
I'm
Thank
getting my ticket tomorrow.
Oh, I love
I already
it.
got my hotel reservation. So yep.
I can't wait to see you.
I can't wait to see you too.
So I can stand next to you and everybody can see how tall you are. They go, oh my God, that lady's tall.
Not that tall. About 5'7". I'm not 6 feet. 5'7". That's good.
You almost tall as me though.
That's
I'm,
better.
I'm gonna make sure I have on my platforms though.
All right.
Oh,
I told you we're gonna take the table. We're gonna Indian wrestle. Okay.
and I'm gonna pull you over there. I'm taller than her. I'm gonna have my hair big. I'm gonna put on a wig. My hair is bigger than her.
Yeah. I
We'll
gotta
have
do
a
something. I don't know what, but
we'll have a big hair contest.
yeah.
Big hair, big woman contest. I think they're competing over there. Like I've never seen that. There's two women competing over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you my deadlifts.
That woman swung that other woman. No, leave him alone. You be good. You're the
All
best.
right.
I appreciate you. Thank you. I thank God for you.
Thank God for you too. Love you. You
Oh,
take care. Have a great night.
love you more than that. You're the
All
best.
right.
Yes, indeed.
Bye,
Good.
family. See you
Oh,
guys later.
oh, you so
All right.
good. Yes, we
Good
appreciate
night.
it. Good night, sis. Good night, sis. Mm-hmm. You a blessing. Sweet girl. Sweet girl. Amen. Good night, everybody. Awesome. See you all soon. Take care. Email me at jb@afroeconomics.com. Let me know if you need anything and check out afroeconomics.com. I'm JB, President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics, a registered investment advisory firm. Make sure you get the book. AfroEconomics, AfroEconomics, Our Black Wealth Matters. I don't share with you enough, but it is there for you. Also available on Audible. So get it, take advantage, as well as the book for kids, my family, my legacy. So, and the workbook is there as well. So go to the website, check out the bookstore. Be empowered. Be blessed. Have a great week. See the members Friday morning, 9 a.m. for our members only meeting, and noon, Black Health, Black Wealth. Take care.